Welcome, everybody, to the College Tailgate. You know me. I'm your host, Chase, the Wolf of Oaklawn. Maction Bronson. After doing a poorly planned out B&E home invasion, Jim is stowed away in somebody's bathroom here, it looks like. Jim, XFL Jim, welcome to the show. And, of course, a Lion aficionado, a Michigan State aficionado of pretty much everything great in life. Ladies and gentlemen, ETOF 21, Uncle Rico. Erik, welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys?
Good. I gotta say, happy championship weekend, boys. If you've been watching us this entire time, thank you so much. We made it. We made it this season. Bobby Thomas wants to know, Jim, are you on the can?
Yes. No? Technically, yes. But I got pants on, so we're good.
That's cool. That's a pretty dope reveal there that you didn't have nothing on down there, because that's completely what I was expecting after sharing a hotel room with you before. So I got it. Before we get into these games for today, got to ask what people's takes on the games last night with Libibity and New Mexico State going Point Palooza in the Conference USA finals, and then we had the Pac-12 final Pac-12 championship.
Really, when that game started, really thought New Mexico State would have a shot, and my future would be coming home. And then just slowly throughout the game, I was like, just coming to the realization that no, this isn't happening for them. Liberty's the better team.
Both defenses sucked. I felt that whoever could just kind of get those stops. I thought as soon as they got that fourth down stop, New Mexico State did in the second quarter, I think it was, I thought they were going to be able to get the win, but just wasn't meant to be. We've kind of talked about it before. I don't think Bo Nix is that good. He had 3 passes over 3 yards against Oregon State. He just kind of checks the ball down the field. Washington State's defense has improved slowly. Their wide receivers made some plays, and Dan Lenning's an idiot. So,
he's got big time small dick energy. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm just rooting for this Washington team hard. Michael Penix is as weird as he is sometimes with some of his throws. He has those clutch moments, and he's got some of the best receivers in the country. They're just a very fun team to root for. It made for a very exciting end to the Pac-12, I think.
And I think it's Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think it did make for an exciting ending. And I think for me, people were fading Washington going into it, but I do feel like Washington, as the team that was closer to being in the playoff, just kept getting everybody's best shot in the Pac-12, as opposed to Oregon that maybe didn't get everyone's best shot, but Oregon played against everyone like they were getting their best shot. And that's why they were able to hang up 90 points a game, it felt like.
And I really think it just speaks. Everyone wants to say quarterback this, quarterback that. Washington had elite level wide receivers, and I really Florida State does as well. And I really think that's something that's big. You have to have multiple guys that can move the chains for you when defenses zero in on one guy.
Also, don't forget coaching.
Don't forget what?
Coaching. Washington's coach is just better.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I thought you said don't forget about Bradley Hoke.
Yeah, I thought you were saying. I thought you were talking about Biff Poggi. What was going on? I think that Kalen DeBoer is an excellent head coach. He showed it at Fresno State, and I think Washington made a great hire there. That's enough talking about last night. You guys are here to talk about your bets for college football games today. Let's go ahead. Let's start it off with the conference near and dear to my Maction Bronson heart. How long does he stay at Washington? As long as he wants.
I mean, if one of those SEC teams comes up and opens up a pocket, opens up their wallet, he's gone.
Well, now we got Big Ten money though coming in.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because they've got Microsoft money at Washington, I think. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about the Maction, the MAC Conference Championship. We got Miami of Ohio versus Toledo. I believe this is a neutral site game in Detroit. Toledo's laying 7.5. Looks like Miami is a plus 250 dog on the money line. Total set at 43.5. I'm going to dish the ball to Jim here. Jim, what are you thinking in this game?
Man, so I'm riding with a future on Miami of Ohio right now. I think they're one of the gutsiest teams in the country, losing their quarterback as early as they did and still being able to like win with defense. And if you guys look up the stats, I think Miami of Ohio actually has better special teams than Iowa. So this team is feisty. They're dirty, but I'm worried about Toledo. They've kind of like unlocked themselves as the cream of the crop in the MAC these last couple of years. So I'm rolling with Miami of Ohio, but I'm just rolling with the future. I don't love anything in this game.
What about you, Uncle Rico? You playing this one?
I did nothing this game. Toledo hasn't looked great away from home. Last time they played, they did keep Phil kind of in check. I think their defense is good enough to keep this game close. I just don't know if a backup quarterback at Miami, Ohio can score enough points. I didn't do anything.
I'm in on this one. I actually took Toledo minus 7.5. I'm going to use an angle that me and Uncle Rico love quite a bit. They need a win. The deal is that Toledo, they need to win with style because they're, making a push to maybe be the highest ranked group of 5 team and quite possibly make it into New Year's Day 6 Bowl. So I think that the motivation is there. I think that quarterback play is really going to make the difference here with what's his name, Finn from Toledo. I used him in a just conference championship weekend round robin that started last night, minus the 7.5. And right now, where I'm seeing it, I can get the, even money on the minus 7.5. I think that's a shot that you need to take because this is a team that needs to win and they have to win with margin to look impressive. Sometimes teams need things and they have to have things and they don't do it, but it's certainly a good motivator.
And Toledo's really close to Detroit. I mean, this is going to be a de facto home game for Toledo.
Little Caesars pizza for all. Moving on, the next 11 o'clock game. This is the one I'm probably most excited about on the slate. Oklahoma State and Texas. Oklahoma State's catching 15.5. They're plus 475 on the money line and total set at 55.5. Of course, I've got something here. Does anyone else have anything?
I have nothing.
I do here, boys. So I'm also riding with Oklahoma State on a future. So I'm feeling good about that. Suburb, love you, man. But I want Oklahoma State to win. I think the points are too much, but I'm just like, whatever. I'm already riding with them. Give me the under 55.5. Oklahoma State's defense is feisty enough. Their offense is just going to want to eat up clock. I do have the fear that Texas will be able to solve them defensively. But give me Oklahoma State right here.
Okay, I'm in on this one too, and I think I'm going whole enchilada on this game here. I want Oklahoma State in the points. I want them on the money line, and I want the under 55.5 here along with Jim. I'm going to be an unders taker. Here's the deal: is Oklahoma State runs the ball really well with Ollie Gordon, and the reason that that I think that's going to be a good play is that it seems like Texas has trouble with these teams that are excellent with the run. Like, think about what they did against Wyoming. Think about what they did against other teams that are, like Kansas State, who runs the ball very well. I think that Oklahoma State has a fighting chance in this game. The points are way too many. I don't think that Texas wins with this sort of margin, but I do think that Oklahoma State's in it, and also with the run style, the under definitely in play. Here's a good fact here from Let's Make Some Money 69.
Give me that
Texas, 10th nationally in rush yards allowed.
Yeah, I did nothing in this game. I have my Texas future. I'm just kind of sitting back and seeing what happens.
All right, moving on. 2 o'clock in Las Vegas. We've got Boise State, UNLV. Boise State, the actual 2.5-point favorite. It looks like UNLV plus 120 on the money line, total set at 60.5. Anybody with any plays here?
I got something later, but that's it.
I got nothing.
It's not a teaser, Erik. It's not a teaser. I'm not doing a teaser this week.
Thank God, dude. Jesus.
Once again, I'm in. This was part of my round robin for that started yesterday with Libibity and with Washington. Give me UNLV on the money line here, plus 120. They're playing this game in Vegas. I love the pace of play that UNLV plays with. If this thing turns into a track meet, then I think it's UNLV's game. Plus, they'll have a little bit of a home field advantage. I know Boise State probably travels pretty well, but I think UNLV has the edge here. And quite simply, wrong team's favored, and this would be a system play for me. We got a spread less than 3. I got a home dog, and I got plus money on the money line. Bingo. Hold on here, though. A little fact from I Hate the Lakers. Is this confirmed? No. Barry Odom, is this confirmed? UNLV coach going to Houston?
I haven't heard anything.
Oh, I had no idea.
I haven't heard anything. I'm going to need I Hate the Lakers to provide some documentation here if he's throwing that around, because that's something that might make you want to change your bet if you're on the side of UNLV. We'll wait for him to chime in. We'll move on to the granddaddy of them all, the conference where it just means more. They're playing in Atlanta in the stadium I like to call the Big Chrome Butthole. Ladies and gentlemen, the SEC championship game, Georgia, Bama. Bama catching 4.5 plus 160 on the money line. Total set at 55.5. Do we have plays here, boys?
Yes, I do. So it's two defenses that are probably like the two best in the conference, if not two of the top ones in the nation. So what did I do here, boys? I went over 55. I think the offenses are actually going to shine through here. I think you're going to see a lot of points come through this SEC championship game. Has it gone over like the last 2 or 3 years too?
It's gone over 13 of the last 17.
That's what I thought. So yeah, give me the over 55.
All right, Uncle Rico stayed away. I do not have anything in currently. If I do anything, it's going to be Alabama on the money line, just because I typically will jump at the opportunity to take Alabama and Nick Saban as a dog. But that 4.5 kind of throws me off a little bit. This does seem like the kind of situation where Georgia in the SEC championship game still make it to the CFP. But yeah, I think that right now this is a stay away, but it's possibly at Alabama on the money line for me.
I was going to look to get involved live. Historically speaking, when Georgia and Alabama play, they start off slow the first quarter, and then it goes over once these coaching staffs figure out what to do. So I was going to look at a live total, but 13 of the last 17 have gone over in this conference championship.
All right. Now, moving on to the conference where it just means slightly less, the Fun Belt. We've got the usurpers, App State, the pretenders to the throne, taking on Troy. Troy's a 5.5-point favorite. App State plus 180 on the money line. Troy minus 210. Total set at 53.5. I stayed away from this one. Anybody have any plays here? Uncle Rico.
I really wanted to get there on Troy, but I'm staying away until something later.
I got something here. I took App State plus the points in on the money line. The weakness of the App State defense is defending the run. Troy does not have a good rushing attack. They like to pass, and App State has the best secondary in the Sun Belt and probably a top 35 secondary in the country. It looks like Noel, the running back for App State, is going to be suited up. This is definitely going to help their rushing attack. App State has one of the better offensive line in the Sun Belt. I think they're going to be able to protect Aguilar, their quarterback. And then, look, I know they're on the road here. I know this game is being played in Troy, but out of all the conferences, teams cover at home the less in the Sun Belt, 44% against the spread since 2005. And then when you just kind of look at the resumes, I think App State has a way better resume. I think they're more battle tested. I think they have advantage in the trenches. So I took App State plus the points and on the money line.
All right. Moving on. Also at 3:00, SMU takes on Tulane. This is going to be a banger of a game for the AAC championship. Tulane laying 2.5, SMU plus 130 on the line, and 47.5 is the total, which feels remarkably small. So now I have a total here, or I have a play here, which is I'm on this over. There's no way I'm not on this over. Anybody else have anything?
No, I mean, no stuff for SMU. And I mean, if he's playing, this game's a pick. So you kind of have to think in your head, how many points is he worth? I mean, if you think he's worth 3, you know what I mean? Then that kind of has to direct you into play. A lot of rumors that Fritz could be gone. Fritz could be moving on. How does that play in Tulane? and their players and everything. I ended up just staying away.
I'm staying away too until I got one play later where I have every game.
I wish if Fritz were going to make a move, he'd hurry up and do it, because I think this is the second year in a row that we have this sort of game where I'm staying away from Tulane because I feel like there are rumors about Fritz leaving. At the same time, I mean, what a banger of a game. This is Tulane is the team with the target on their back. If SMU can beat Tulane here, they're going to do about 4 different teams a favor in terms of giving them a shot to make it to one of the New Year's Six bowls. All right, moving on to a absolute banger of a game. Just kidding. We got Michigan. We got Iowa. We got the Big Ten championship. I believe it's at the in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Michigan, 21.5-point favorite. Iowa, plus 900 on the money line. Total set at 34.5. Everyone knows what my play is here as an unders taker. Me and Iowa unders. I'm gonna play. I've only missed one this year. We're gonna keep doing this. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I'm lockstep with you in the Iowa unders right there. I also, if you're being a little bit safer, you might want to just do like Iowa total under for the people out there. But I'm just doing under full game. We're riding this together into the sunset chase. I also have a future on Iowa at like 12-1, so we'll see. But
right.
I'm not touching anything else.
Uncle Rico.
I took Iowa over 0.5 point for the first half.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Just look, it's a championship game. I think
that's an aggressive offensive display for Iowa.
Plays going to be heavy scripted. Iowa's defense is good enough to get a short field. Good enough. Their special teams are good enough to get a short field. I only need a field goal here. It's over 0.5. This is way too much respect to a Michigan team coming off an emotional win versus the Ohio State Buckeyes last week. I'm doing it. I'm taking over 0.5 point in the first.
The question is it respect to a Michigan defense or disrespect to a terrible Iowa offense?
I think it's a mixture of both.
I think so too.
Iowa with their tight end at quarterback, Deacon Hill. Wait, they have tight ends at every position on the field. Yeah, I definitely on the under. Listen, I've said it all year. I maintain it. What's the lowest total I will go in an Iowa game and not bet the under? It's fucking 4. It is 4. That is how low the total will have to be for me not to take an Iowa thing. And plus, Uncle Rico, how many safeties does Iowa rack up? They have a punter that can flip the field. They have people who can make tackles for loss for safeties. Like, you only need an Iowa Rouge to win that bet. So I love it.
To happen. I would love if it happened in the first 5 minutes of the game, so that way I wouldn't have to watch the game.
I hate the Lakers here. I would love to see Michigan lose because I want shit to get crazy as well. Like that would start making things.
Yeah, shit would hit the fan, dude. That'd be awesome.
That'd be so fun.
Moving on, our last conference championship game, guys. It's been quite the run. We got Louisville, Florida State for the supremacy of the Atlantic Coast. Florida State, 1.5 point favorite. Louisville, even money on the line. 46.5 is a total. I stayed away. There are too many question marks here in terms of quarterbacks, what all's going on. I think the backup quarterback for Florida State, he's a game time decision is what I've heard. Don't quote me on that, though. Guys, anybody have plays here? Uncle Rico, get him.
I took this off openers at Louisville plus the 2.5. Still like it at the 1.5. The one thing that Louisville has really struggled with all season is running backs in the screen, defending in the screen game, defending coming out of the backfield, as their linebackers are not good in coverage. Florida State doesn't do that. Florida State, their whole passing attack is centered around Coleman and Wilson. Chase mentioned it. We don't know what's going on in the quarterback position. We could have a third string quarterback coming out playing against this Louisville defense, which is much better than the Florida defense, and the Florida State offense struggled last week against. You can't even look at the last 3 games. Even when Jordan Thomas was out there playing, this Florida State offense hasn't looked right. I think Louisville is going to be able to move the ball on the ground. I think Plummer's going to be able to make enough throws. Give me Louisville here plus the points.
Ooh, Uncle Rico's on Jack the Snack Plumber. Let's see it. Jim, you were abstaining.
I'm abstaining from this one. I mean, I have a play later where I play every game, but it's just one play, so I got one big ass parlay.
Sexy is what that is. All right, that is all of our football games. But guess what, guys? The fun doesn't have to stop. You can still spend.
You want me to get my parlay first?
Oh yes, that's right. We let's go ahead. Let's get all of our college football bets out there. Any round robins, any parlays, any teasers?
I got one. I got one parlay. It's every total in every conference championship game today. Give me under 55.5 in Oklahoma State, Texas. Give me under 43.5 in Miami of Ohio and Toledo. Give me under 61 in Boise, UNLV. Give me over 47 in SMU, Tulane. Give me over 55 in Georgia, Alabama. Give me over 53.5 in Troy, App State. Give me under 35 in Iowa, Michigan, and give me over 46.5 in Florida State, Louisville. It's 172-1 parlay.
Nice. I did
Uncle
a
Rico?
cross one between basketball and football. Do you want me to give that now, or do you want me to wait?
We're gonna wait on Uncle Rico's. I just threw together just a money line one for the folks. I'm gonna do it as 3 teamers. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legger here, but I'm doing them as 3 teamers because I have a couple ones when it's straight money line that I feel comfortable that I can kind of hitch my wagon to. So let's start off with Toledo minus 300, Oklahoma State plus 475, UNLV plus 120, Alabama plus 160, Troy minus 210. That's my other anchor. I just need a surprise in either Alabama, UNLV, or Oklahoma State, preferably Oklahoma State. We'll see. XFL Jim, are you moving to St. Louis during the XFL season?
I should get another home in like Arlington or something.
You need to just move to Branson, baby. It's not that long of a drive, right?
That's fair.
Hey, by the way, me and the kids are going to be in Branson this summer. I think Uncle Jim needs to make an appearance.
Oh, I need to go back to Branson?
Yeah, you need to just meet up with me. I'm not telling my wife that you're coming. You're just going to show up and sleep on the couch wherever we're staying in Branson. That's the plan. All right, so as I was saying, guys, college football, we're done making regular season picks here. It's been a fun ride. We thank you all for joining. But here's the deal: the fun doesn't have to end. It doesn't have to end. You know why? Because we still have college basketball all the way through March, and you're getting a hybrid episode of what's going to be our new show, Gym Rats, starting next weekend, where we look at college basketball. We've got college basketball plays. Well, the boys do. I don't. I'm just going to play point guard here and dish the rock. So let's college hoops. Uncle Rico, you have a game. Go ahead, lead it off.
I took Wisconsin here plus the 3.5 against Marquette. Situational fade with Marquette. They have Texas on deck. That's an important game for Shaka Smart, where he used to coach. Store is on Wisconsin, 6'11" wing. They finally have a wing that can score, which has been a huge issue for them. They have size in the paint. They have 2 guards that are not going to turn over the ball. Also, since 2005, home dogs out of conference playing against a top 10 team, 75% against the. Give me Wisconsin here plus the 3.5.
Speaking of Big Ten basketball, we've got a little shout out from Sports Facts here to Uncle Rico. Hell of a call last night on Northwestern against Purdue.
I'm pissed I didn't play the money line. I should have played the money line, but got him at 7.
There's only one undefeated Big Ten team left, so go Nebraska.
There you go. It's been a great show, guys. Enjoyed it. Y'all have done a great job. Don't forget, Oaklawn starts next Friday. Get it.
Ooh.
We won't forget. Believe me, Shaboy knows Oaklawn is starting next Friday. Did you just give a pick and I missed it, Jim?
I did not. My pick is Northern Kentucky -9 versus IUPUI. This is kind of just I'm getting back in the rhythm of college basketball. One of my favorite fades of the last couple of years has been IUPUI. They're just an auto fade for me. So let's get back on the wagon here.
All right, I'm going to set a pick for Uncle Rico to shoot. Uncle Rico.
I hit Florida State here plus 13. Just another situational fade. This is what I look for this early in the season. UNC has Kentucky on that they just had a big win over Tennessee. Per shot quality, they're due for some shot regression. Florida State, Hamilton is 53% ATS as an ACC dog. Dog in conference when getting over 10, he's 59% against the number. With how explosive Florida State's offense is, they should be able to stay within the number. Shot quality is a metric I use where it kind of shows like where teams are going to go back to their normal shooting percentage. UNC's due for a huge dip. I'll take Florida State here plus a 13.
I like that. I like your effective field goal rates, your quality shots and everything, because it lets you know when a team's not hitting these just a lucky shooting streak as opposed to, and they're actually getting good looks. Now, for this one, I'm going to do a floating 360 no-look pass through the lane to Jim. Jim, take it away.
Okay. I'm also taking a plus 13 dog. My reasons are less, I would say, intelligent than Uncle Rico. Give me Georgia Tech plus 13 versus Duke. I just don't like Duke this year. So there. That's it. That's all it takes.
You know, I have some thoughts on Duke, which is I don't think that Kyle Filipowski is the dude that everyone is making him out to be. I think he's a 7-footer in college, so he's always going to be a little bit tough. He's a decent shooter, but I don't think he's the person.
No, I do not. Dude, this is shot quality is the one data site I use. It is phenomenal. Way smarter analytics guys than I am, and I'm able to see everything in an easy way. No, I do not get paid for that.
I'm really glad you said that, because if you get paid and then I just plug shot quality after your plug and I don't get paid, then I was going to be very upset. But here we go. Uncle Rico, what do you bounce pass?
I'm going to the Big Ten. I am taking Rutgers here on the money line here at minus 115. Last 5 years, when an unranked team is playing a ranked team at home and the unranked team is the favorite, 54% against the number. Last 2 years, though, that is up to 60% against the number. We saw this trend a couple days ago when Virginia was a small favorite against Texas A&M. Also, Illinois has a top 10 battle with FAU on deck. Rutgers against ranked teams, the rack's a tough place to play, 67% against the number. Rutgers has a solid defense. Illinois runs everything through their point guard. I think Rutgers guards defensively are good enough to keep him in check. I'll take Rutgers here minus 115.
Is Geno Baker shot maker still at Rutgers, or did he go pro?
He's gone. I'll tell you what, dude. I met Geno Baker last year at the Big Ten Championship. Hell of a fucking dude, man. Cool, awesome fucking dude.
I feel like if you have a nickname like Geno Baker Shotmaker, like you're really doing the world a disservice if you're kind of a dick, you know? Like you got to be a cool dude if you're Geno Baker Shotmaker.
Yeah, you got to be a decent guy.
Yeah. All right. I believe I just bounced past to Uncle Rico, so no look elbow pass. Back over to XFL.
I'm riding the train until it takes me to a bad station. Give me Oakland minus 7 versus IPFW. They've been a covering machine all year. Give me Oakland. I'm riding with them again.
Man, Uncle Rico, back to you. I've run out of Pistol Pete passes.
I'm doing grimy here. Give me Charleston. I think I got it at 16. I either got it at 16 or 16 and a half against FAU. Again, FAU's been lights out. Their last 2 games, 54% from 2, 57% the game before, from 3, 50%, game before 41. This is the team per shot quality that's due for the most shot regression. Charleston started out slow. They've had 2 impressive back-to-back wins over Liberty, over Kent State. 2 of these Power 5 conferences that do have the ability to make an upset if they get into the NCAA tournament. With Charleston's D and the shot regression that is due for FAU, I'll take Charleston here with a big number.
All right. I'm going to jump in and handle the sports facts here. I will handle the horse questions. Thank you on this show. Yes, there is one good carryover. It is at Aqueduct in the $1 pick 6. I'll give you a few things that I like today. In the Go for Wand stakes at Aqueduct, take a look at the one. I believe it's Saddle Up Sadie at 10-1. If this horse was coming from if this horse was running at New York regularly and not at the Mid-Atlantic tracks like Laurel Park, then it probably would be close to favored. I like this one to beat the other ones. And then in the Cigar Mile, give me Ever So Much for Brad Cox. Those are my big opinions. All right. Who's next?
I think it's me. I'm rolling with the Mac again. Give me Toledo -3 versus George Mason. Give me the Rockets. That's all you need to know.
There we go. Uncle Rico, I know you got more basketball.
Yep. I am going to the Battle of Philly. Give me the Temple Owls here, +6.5 and +210 on the money line. Love to fade these mid-major schools after they have a huge win. St. Joe's coming off that big win over Villanova. Now you have to travel and play another Philly school, which is going to be pumped up for this one. Temple has won 5 of the last 6 games. I watched the Temple game against Ole Miss. This team is tough. I know they lost only one that was on the road in the SEC against Ole Miss. Tough defensively, size to get the rebounds, and they have some shot makers. I like Temple here plus the points at 6.5 and the money line.
Here we go. Jim, are you tapped out or you got more?
I got one more. I'm taking the over in the USC Gonzaga game, over 150.5. I'm expecting some points explosions tonight. Let's go.
Ooh, Chris Simpson says Turfway Race 9, Angora Deb. There have been some bombs at Turfway Park. And Sports Facts thanks him. Very courteous.
Hey,
all right,
all I got to say
Uncle
is
Rick.
I did one bet at Turfway last night, and I lost a 3-way photo, and then I just said, F it, I'm done with Turfway.
I was on the horse that closed out that pick 5 last night that paid $31,000. That was a $36 winner. I'm just gonna say, you don't want to solicit me for horse bets, but that's fair. It's cool. All right, no big deal. Uncle Rico, I think it's all you now. If you want to rattle off what you got left for basketball.
Last one of the night, going to one of the games I'm looking for the most. I took USC plus the 3.5. Gonzaga isn't as good as they've been in years past. I think they're really going to struggle this year offensively. Also, they don't have the depth they've had in the past. USC has the best backcourt in the country. I think these guys have a huge advantage athleticism-wise. I think they're going to be able to get to the rim against this backcourt of the Zags. Also, Bronny James is coming back. That's going to give a boost to this USC team. Also, with the pace that USC plays with, I just don't know with the Gonzaga's lack of depth if they're going to be able to keep up. I'm on USC here plus the 3.5.
Speaking of Bronny James, my wife cut my hair for me the other day and buzzed it. And I got to say, me and LeBron got the same hairline now, dog. It's crazy. Woo! Look at that. We graduated high school. We graduated high school at the same time, and we got the same hairline. To answer Chris Simpson's question, yeah, buddy, I am in Dogtown, North Little Rock. All right, Uncle Rico.
That's it. That's all I got. Oh, my round robin.
Oh, there we go.
College football. I did Louisville, even money, App State plus 180. And then in college basketball, USC and Wisconsin are both plus 140 and Temple plus 210. Nice little 5-teamer.
Nice.
There we are. That's it. Those are all the games we're talking. XFL Jim, you want to let the people know where they can find you?
You can find me everywhere on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, at XFL Jim. I am all over, constantly doing stuff. You can find me with Gym Rats coming up. Make sure you tune in because those college basketball teasers are going to hit different.
Jim, I don't even know.
Uncle Rico, where the people find you?
ETOF21 Sports. I'm around. I'm everywhere.
And you can always find me being abrasive on Twitter at @OakLawn. And don't forget to follow my horse racing show where I answer all these questions that people have been throwing around the chat at the Notorious OTB. Yeah, check me out there on Instagram, Wolf of Oaklawn. We appreciate everyone who's 1, tuned in all season, and 2, stuck with us through our experimentation of a college tailgate / Gym Rats hybrid species episode. It's going to be a fun transition over that. We love the college hoops, so we're glad that you guys are sticking with us. So thank you very much. And guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your championship Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us all season. We will catch you next week.